They want you to react, that's the trap. They want to trigger you, pull you into their mess, make you argue, explain, unravel. Because the moment you do, they win. You stepped off your path and onto theirs, and in that moment, they own you. Not because they're stronger, not because they're right, but because they made you forget who you are. And when you forget that, you forget your purpose. Stoicism teaches us one hard, liberating truth. You are responsible for your own mind. Nothing more, nothing less. So don't argue. Don't react. Just level up in silence. Because silence isn't avoidance. Silence is focus. Silence is the weapon of those who know the battlefield isn't out there. It's in here. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." And that's exactly where your power begins. When someone insults you and you stay still, that's power. When they twist your words and you don't chase the correction, that's strength. When they try to drag your name and you rise above it like it never touched you, that's peace. And that kind of peace, that kind of stillness, they'll never understand it. Because most people are still addicted to being seen, still obsessed with being right, still caught in the endless cycle of defending and explaining. But not you. Not anymore. You've reached the point where you don't argue with noise. You don't waste breath trying to correct someone's false perception. You're not here to be understood. You're here to become unshakable. And that's what Stoicism demands, that you stop explaining your value to people who can't see it. You don't need applause to know your work matters. You don't need praise to know your path is worthy. You don't need a response to feel your presence is powerful. Because presence, true presence, comes from within. Epictetus taught that what disturbs us is not events, but our judgments about them. When you react, it's not them you fight. It's your own perception, your ego, your insecurity, your need to be seen, to be heard, to be validated. But when you train yourself to pause, to breathe, to not respond right away, you win. That space between the stimulus and the response, that's where your life is shaped. That's where strength is built. That's where the person you used to be dies and the person you are becoming begins. They won't understand your silence. That's okay. Let them wonder why you don't clap back. Let them feel uneasy when they can't provoke you. Let them talk louder while you get quieter, sharper, stronger. Seneca said, "He who angers you, conquers you." So if you want to stay undefeated, you stay calm. Don't take every battle that invites you. Some conflicts are traps disguised as truth. Some arguments only exist to keep you distracted from your growth. Because here's what most people don't see. The moment you argue, you reinforce their reality. You validate their version of you. You give life to the lie. So instead, let your results do the talking. Let your silence do the burning. Let your peace become so complete, so unshakable, that people start asking what changed. And you say, nothing, because you don't owe the explanation anymore. You don't argue because you've evolved past the need. You don't react because you've become too focused to be pulled into chaos. You level up in silence. And during that silence, while they're still trying to get your attention, you're outgrowing them. You're building, you're healing. You're shaping a future that doesn't include their drama, their games, or their approval. And here's the truth most people never tell you. Not reacting doesn't mean you're passive. It means you're dangerous in a different way. The kind of danger that doesn't flinch, that doesn't chase, that doesn't need to raise its voice to prove a point. Because the deeper your silence, the stronger your presence. And when you live by that, they stop testing you. Not because you scared them, but because they finally realize nothing they do affects you anymore. That's real power. If someone mocks your discipline, keep building. If someone disrespects your boundaries, keep walking. If someone laughs at your silence, let them. Because when they come back, curious, confused, maybe even apologetic, they won't find the old version of you waiting. They'll find distance. They'll find calm. They'll find someone who leveled up while they were still busy trying to win the argument. You didn't rise by fighting. You rose by refusing to be pulled down. And that's something they'll never forget. So don't argue. Don't react. Just level up in silence. Because you are not here to be controlled. You You are not here to perform. You are not here to prove. You are here to become. And becoming doesn't happen in conflict. It happens in solitude, in discipline, in the silence that breaks chains without making a sound. So the next time someone tries to trigger you, you don't flinch, you don't respond, you don't explain. You breathe and you keep building. Because you've got work to do. Because your energy is expensive now. Because peace has become your only standard. So choose it every single time, and let the silence speak, the loudest. If you've made it to this point, that already tells me something about you. You're not here for noise. You're not here for surface-level advice or empty motivational cliches. You're here because a part of you is done explaining, done overreacting, done chasing after people and validation that were never yours to begin with. You're here because you want something deeper, something real, and maybe for the first time in your life, you're realizing that peace isn't something you find out there. It's something you create in here. And that creation starts with silence, with not reacting, with not lowering yourself, with choosing yourself over and over again in a world that wants you distracted, offended, and constantly drained. The fact that you're watching this, that you've stayed with me this far, means you're ready for more than just a moment of clarity. You're ready to live with intention, with strength, with calm. And that's exactly what this is here to build with you. Brick by brick, this isn't content. This is training for the mind, for the soul, for the days when everything in you wants to react, but you won't. Not anymore. You're going to breathe, you're going to stay grounded, and you're going to walk away from everything that insults your intelligence, your peace, and your worth. So if you're ready to keep walking this path, the quiet, disciplined, stoic path, stick around. Let this be the reminder you return to when the world gets too loud and the weight on your shoulders feels heavier than usual. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to challenge you. To challenge your habits, your reactions, your excuses, and to remind you again and again that silence isn't weakness. It's power under control.